Hi, this is Ronnie, and welcome to my channel. Today is Punched Out Thursday with Kathy, Krista, Dorothy, and myself. And I'm going to scrap that picture of my grandson and his mother. They were attending a wedding. And the paper I'm going to use is Maggie Holmes. And of course, I'm going to feature punches. So that's why you see punches lined up along the left-hand side there. And the first ones I'm going to use is for my photo mat, and they're Martha Stewart. And first you point, and it's around the page punches. You have to punch the corners first, and then you do the sides. And if you line them up with the little drawings there on the punch, like the corner one's the first one you line up, and then you line the straight line up on the long side, and then the corner again. Anyway, it all comes out and looks like a doily when it's all said and done. And I'm using this yellow paper here. I want to use it a little bit more in the layout, but and I'm not going to ink anything at first. And I'm going to tell myself I'm not going to ink anything. But the more I look at my layout, the more I want to ink it. So yeah, I will end up inking my layout, and I'll be using tea dye distress ink to do it. I'm going to round the corners on the picture and that photo mat that's in the pink. And yeah, I thought it'd just match a little bit better with the lace doily looking piece of paper behind it. And here's floral paper that I could have fussy cut, but I am punching it out instead. And that's a Stampin' Up! Punch, and it's just a flower. I don't know if it has a real name or not, but I do call it a flower. And I'm going to layer it so there's two on each one of these. And I'm going to offset the little petals. And I'm going to get a lot done before I decide to ink it. So I've got to even tear part of my layout apart. Yeah. These are going to be the center. And I laid it down and it just didn't look quite right. And I thought I could make the center bigger. And I thought, well, I could put something else in the center. So I got a scrap of paper, and it's pink, and it's a little bit darker pink mostly than the floral part, so it's going to go around the outside of the yellow. And see up there in that left hand corner, I got my stamp punch in. That's why we had to do this layout today. I had another picture sitting there ready to make, and this punch came in last night, and I thought, I've got to use it. So I am going to use it, and at some point in the video I'm going to show you the difference between it and the one I already had. I ordered it expecting it to be smaller, but it was bigger. But I've used it, and I kept wishing for a smaller one, and Dorothy used this one in her Punched Out Thursday last week. And see, isn't that cute and little? 3 little leaves. And that's what I want. See, there's the leaf that I had before, and see how much bigger it is. Only it has 5 leaves. I guess I used 2 for something. But yeah, Dorothy used it, and I fell in love. I thought that is exactly what I want. So I stopped the video, went online. Well, I was already online, but I went online and ordered, and it already came. And of course, I couldn't wait to use it. I had to go ahead and use it. So I'll just save my other plan for another day. I am gluing these together. I went ahead and punched out some blue ones. They're like a polka dot. It was the same paper from the same paper pad, and I don't know what paper pad's what. It's like I got a chance to go to a Tuesday morning, which happens maybe once a year if I'm lucky, and I got a paper pad. And so yeah, I don't even know what it goes to. And none of this stuff may go together at all as far as Maggie Holmes goes and her collections, but they are all Maggie Holmes. And I'm going to use them together. I'm going to get all these flowers, well, not all of them, but pretty good size majority of them adhered down. And then remember, I've got that ephemera, and I was planning on using it. So some of them has to come back up. I left as many right where they were at as I could, but then I went ahead and pulled up some and tucked under and moved stuff around just a little bit. Yeah, everything isn't precise and in order. I am doing some backtracking on this layout here and there. I punched out let's see, the leaves, and I'm going to punch out some little branches. I haven't punched them out yet. And I'm also going to punch out some little yellow flowers as fillers. And the last thing I do is a die, and it's a circle die, but it's a branch that's going around circles and got leaves. Only I'm not going to make it green. I'm going to use a piece in the 6x6 that's wood grain, and I'm going to use it on it. And here, you know, to get these going in the right directions for the pattern, I had to add a little bit to it because the way it was cut. But yeah, it worked that way. And so I am doing this L-shaped layout, and I'm going to put my flowers on there. And I like the way it was a while ago without the banner, but I had the plan for the ephemera. And so I told myself to put this banner there with the L. And still, it took me a while to remember the ephemera. Oh, and here's where I pull everything up to ink it down. Yeah, I'm not going to ink it. I did not ink it on the video. I turned the camera off and ink because that's a lot to ink. It took a while. But I think it looks better with the ink. I'm much happier with the ink on there. I even inked around the paper, so everything is inked, even the lace doily back in the picture. And here I'm actually adhering the flowers down. I think I get the whole bottom and a little bit up the side. Right there's when I remember the ephemera. Yeah, I wanted that piece there. It's a library card, and I have one of those gold ink fine point pens, and I'm going to look up the date and put the date on there and whose wedding that they were attending. And that green one, I thought, oh, I got to use that. You know, green's my favorite color. Goes with anything. So yeah, I wanted to put that on there. So I'm just putting that on there for looks. I didn't put it on there to write on or anything. I'm sure it was in there probably for some journaling, but I'm not going to use it as any. And this one here, yeah, my hand right now, I'm cutting it in half so it looks like two. And I'm going to tuck them both into the clusters of flowers. And I was trying to decide there where I could get underneath the flowers well enough, and so it does end up there and I don't end up moving it. And I'm inking, oh, this is a bunny rabbit. This is like the second time this week I put a bunny rabbit on a layout. But if I don't use it today, when am I going to use it? It's like a bunny rabbit in a garden, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. So I did. I inked it first, though, because I set it over there and he didn't show up very well at all. So I inked the edges of him. I think he shows up a little better now. And he does have some gold on him. It's like little teeny tiny gold specks. And before the end of the video, or before I take the pictures or something, I'm going to put a heart there on his little bottom. Yeah, I'm not sure when I do it, but I end up doing it. And, oh, I put favorite up there because it was the only word that was in there. And I thought, well, besides the black ones, I wasn't wanting the black ones for this layout. And that's just not going to work. You know, I couldn't say that they're my favorites when they're all my favorites, but I could say joy on there. I could have maybe said awesome if that word was in there, or I had a die to cut awesome, because that would work, because all my grandkids are awesome and their moms too. But yeah, I could say awesome, but favorite, I decided no, I can't say favorite. I tried to find something else to go with it, but I couldn't. But joy always works if there's a smile in the picture. Not that Kyler is smiling. My son won't hardly smile for a picture either. I guess I just have to be glad that they allow their pictures to be taken. But yeah, Brandy smiled really pretty. She has one of the prettiest smiles. And Kyler took his smile after her. So his smile is really pretty when he does it. But you know, teenagers, sometimes they don't do it near as much, unfortunately. But I'm getting close to getting all this leaves and branches and the little yellow flowers and all that stuff in there. And when I get it all in, I'll be getting pretty close to being done with my layout. I'm putting the joy down, and as soon as I put it, I thought, oh, I don't want it there. So I moved it just a tiny bit. So now you see me cleaning up the glue. I mean, it wasn't much that I had to move it, but it did leave some glue behind. Thank goodness it dries clear, so whatever's left will be looking all right anyway. And I'm putting the last of the flowers down. I'm going to put them all on there, even though, you know, I got ephemera and don't need near as many as I did before. But yeah, they're all going to be put on there and all clustered together. And let's see, what else do I have to do? I'm going to put the rest of the leaves in, and then I'm going to die cut those. Well, they look like a wreath. They're a branch, and they got little leaves, but I'm going to do it on wood grain paper, and I'm going to ink it, and it's just going to go here and there in the florals. But Brandy sent me these pictures where they were all dressed up. Some's Kyler by himself and some's with her, and they are just really, really nice pictures. I'm glad she sent them so I could scrap with them. And there's the die. I think I showed it super quick. And then those are the die cuts. And like I said, I used wood grain. And this wood grain has some pretty dark lines in it. But I figured nobody's going to look that close to the wood, you know, to each one of those little branches to see the lines in there. So I'm not going to worry about it because they're the right color to fit in there. And that's what I was hunting for. And I'm cutting them in half and just kind of tucking them. And if a part that I cut in half isn't going to be tucked under, I'm either rounding it off or bringing it closer to a point. And they're just going to go here and there on that. And I'm going to use them all. You know me, if I got it made up, I'll use it if I can find a place for it. And tucking them inside with the flowers works pretty good because it's really not going to make the floral any bigger. It's just going to add to it. It's going to be more dimensional. That's what it's going to be. Yeah, more dimensional. And the last thing I'm going to end up doing to the layout is to put some Heidi Swap gold splatters on there. And yeah, I like them. Never got that bottle open. There was some ink on it, paint, when I closed it, and I thought maybe I should open it back up and clean that off. But did I do that? No. So I had to take it in the kitchen and use the it's kind of like a spongy thing, and it makes your grip a lot better. And yeah, I used it and got it off. And here I punched out some hearts. I keep that punch right there on the desk just because it's like one of my favorite punches of all time. I don't know what I'm going to do if it ever quits working because I don't think they make it anymore. I think you have to buy it used on eBay. But I am done with my layout and the close-ups are coming up. Oh, I am going to move that heart. It's going to be down there in the corner of the floral. See it right there? It's in the corner by the picture. But yeah, I decided I didn't like it up there. So I had to put a couple of hearts up there where it was at because I had smeared the Heidi Swap there. And see that cute little bunny? I said it was dots, but I think it's words on there. And I did put a heart on his little bottom. And see, there's that wreath that I was talking about that I cut apart so I could put some here and there in the layout. Well, in the florals. And yeah, I love that ephemera. I have held on to it for a while because I didn't want it to go on a kid's layout. And this one seemed more formal. Yeah, so I used it on here. And I actually use my Maggie Holmes. I haven't used it in a while either. But if you look right down there below, you will find links to other videos that feature their punches today. And the ladies doing it are Kathy, Krista, and Dorothy. So all three of their links will be below. And see what creativity they come up with today. And I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And subscribe to the other ladies too. Anyway, thank you all so very, very much for watching, and I hope you have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.